Hey yo, what it do, y'all? You already know who this is. Your boy King P, Bodega P. This is Bodega Banter. The bodega is open for business. You already know what the fuck it is. You know who I am. You know what I'm saying? I got my mans with me in the bodegas, and we about to have a lit night at the bodega. So you already know what it is. But first, you know, I'm gonna let my boy introduce himself.
Oh man, what it do, man? Jesus shut up, bro. God, nigga, go artist. We going album mode, pulled up to the bodega, the motherfucking milk crate with Dutchess, nigga. Let's go. The ring gang ready.
That's what's up. You know what I'm saying? My boy LB got the Dutchess. You already know. You got all the Dutchess you need at the bodega. You know what I'm saying? Lit up.
Let me get a sandwich too, nigga. Like,
Oh, okay. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
This nigga already know. He making himself home at the bodega. You know what I'm saying? I got my other man with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to let him introduce himself.
Hey, what's fly? It's your boy Conscious Pilot, aka the West Coast Avenger, number one contender. No flight tonight. We just some high value brothers getting it in at the bodega, man. Let's get it.
Hey, what's up? You know what I'm saying? My boy Conscious Pilot. You know what I'm saying? This is a high value bodega.
Yes,
So, you know
sir.
what I'm saying? So high value only. So, and last but certainly not least, I got my other guy with me. I'm gonna let him, speak up, introduce himself.
Yo, what's good? You already know who the fuck it is. It's your boy Rome, Chicago's own. I'm from Chicago. This is my first time in a bodega. Nigga, what's good?
Hey, my boy Rome, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they don't got them bodegas out there like they got here. You know what I'm saying? It's a different environment. You know what I'm saying? But
Right, yeah.
uh, a cat like you from Chicago, you fit right in the bodega. You know what I'm saying? So you
Give me a
right
chopped
at home.
cheese, Poppy.
See, he already know. He already know. So you know what I'm saying? But Bodega Banter up and running. You know what I'm saying? We got a couple topics we about to touch on. You know what I'm saying? A lot of different ways, a lot of different things we got to speak up on. But you know what I'm saying? First thing we're gonna talk about is what I'm saying. We had a very sudden, abrupt passing of a man who made himself very popular in a very short amount of time and left quite an impact. Uh, Good, better, for worse. You know what I'm saying? He had y'all talking about him. You know what I'm saying? Our guy, Mr. Kevin Samuels. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. Passed away a couple days ago. Very, very sad. But, you know what I'm saying? We about to get into all that because, you know what I'm saying? For me, I don't know about y'all, but like for me, I found out about him like last year, and it was crazy. The way I found out about him was crazy because like I um I was just speaking to a girl, and we was just talking like relationship stuff and like dating stuff, and like I was telling her like my views on the dating scene and all that, and she just told me she was like, "Do you listen to Kevin Samuels?" And I'm like, "Who?"
She,
She's
she was about
like,
to pull out on your ass. She was about to,
I'm No,
you know
she's
too
like,
much.
who? I'm like, who's Kevin Samuels? So she had to pull up the YouTube and she showed me. And like, I'm seeing these videos and I'm seeing it. I'm like, oh shit, like this dude's spitting some shit. He getting him mad, but he's spitting some shit. So, you know what I'm saying? It was crazy. I don't know how long y'all been knowing him for, but you know what I'm saying?
Oh, pandemic year, man. Like, probably, what, 2020
It was
April?
2020.
2020 April. Like, I remember seeing it was before the average is best shit blew up. But right when he started transitioning to talking about women, that's when I caught him. I actually remember catching the shit that blew up the whole average at best. I saw that actually live, and it's like
That was the
when that
first thing I seen.
when I saw that like transpiring on the live on YouTube, it's like the comments shit was just going nuts. It's like I knew I was like, yeah, this shit gonna be on World Star. It's gonna be everywhere. Like this nigga, he arrived, and that was just the first. Like it's like if you caught him before the damn average and best video drop, you knew it was just a matter of time. Like he had the computers puting too fucking much.
Word. Okay. You see, yeah, I wasn't aware. See, I didn't even know about the average at best shit. I caught up onto that retroactively, and when I saw that, I'm like, okay, that now it makes sense. I'm like,
See, I be on World Star religiously. I go on that shit every morning, and I check that shit. When I seen Average as Best video, I was dying laughing. I was like, yo, I gotta see this nigga's content. What the fuck? Who the fuck is this nigga? Cause I was like, he's spitting facts, but niggas don't be telling it like that on fucking, on live and shit. Niggas would rather pander, be like, oh yes, you're great. You deserve the best. Everything's gonna be good for you. You're gonna get you a
Goddess of
nice
the earth,
crib.
sea moss.
Yeah. You don't have to settle for nothing, baby girl. None of that bullshit. It's
He
like,
was anti. Yeah,
nah.
he was
You
anti-simp.
average at best. At best, you that shit linked me, nigga. Ever since then, I was watching that nigga's live streams on YouTube religiously every day,
damn.
anytime he was on.
What about you, Pilot? When did you discover Mr. Kevin Samuel?
Well, I think like most of us, we were on the call, the forum, the website, and I just came across it because it was a nice twist of the anti-simp movement that he kind of helped start, and it was that one video where he compared the female to Emmett Smith because she was built like 5'8". He's like,
Yo.
you get the egg up like a motherfucker.
Duh. Classic
my-
Bodega. Classic
Yeah, no,
Bodega.
that shit was crazy.
I seen that live. I seen that one live.
Yeah.
That shit was hilarious.
And then, like, just like all those viral videos, and then from there, I mean, I didn't watch his videos religiously every night, but I would whenever it was on live, it was a good watch.
I never actually like followed him. Like because what happened was I never hit like the subscribe, but his stuff would still come up on YouTube because like when you watch a video with someone on YouTube, the algorithms. So like his stuff would just pop up like as recommendations, and I'm like I'll watch it, and they were entertaining as hell. So I just kept watching it whenever they popped up, and I would watch like at first it was like the 30 minutes or like 20 minutes, like they would like cut up segments, and then I actually would watch like the whole episodes, which was like 2 hours or sometimes more. But it's like it was different when you actually watch a whole episode. It's like different from the World Star moments are like very short in comparison to like the whole episode. And like when you watch the
3
whole
hour
episode,
live.
yeah, you get a real glimpse of like who he is and like just not the fuckery stuff. Like because first I was searching for fuckery, and then when I'm listening, I'm like, oh, this dude actually saying some shit. You know what I'm saying? He's saying some shit. And then I would ended up catching up more videos like before he even started talking to women, like where he was just in his car, like he wasn't in suits or no, he was just in like a tee. He was just like spitting game. He was like giving advice to men, and I'm like, oh shit. So like then that's when I learned, okay, he was a men's channel. He was originally a men's channel, just speaking to men, and he was giving the men game. I'm like, okay. So like when people would say, oh well, he hates women. He only like just curses women. I'm like, I'm seeing videos of him like talking shit with guys like, oh, you lazy. You know what I'm saying? You got to work 60 hours a week if you're trying to be at a high level. I'm like, okay,
But that's the thing. It's like dudes are so used to hearing that from at least somebody in their life. So it's like you're not gonna blow up just doing it. But I do appreciate that he started off like that to prove the whole point and make it go in a circle. Like I thought that shit was dope.
Yeah, no, it was definitely dope. So and then I would see some of the clips of him like talking to guys, like, and then like some of them are popping up now. It was just like I'd be watching him. It was funny. It was like he was like talking to some guy was calling in. He's like, oh, women should give me choosing signals. He's like, okay, well, how tall are you? It's like 5'10". It's like how much do you weigh? He's like, like what's your he's like, he's like 285. Oh, you a fat fucker. You a fat fucker.
He was like, you got a big dick? You got a big dick?
Exactly.
He's like,
The nigga was like, I don't know what that is. He's like, nigga, Nigga, you know what the fuck a big dick is. Do you have one or not, nigga?
It's like, yo, everybody always use that scene or out of context or some like, man, he moist as fuck, this, that. But it's like you get it if you don't have no agenda or you try to be disingenuous. Like, so it's like a lot of shit he said, like King P said, you ain't watch the whole video or see the full context of it. You
Right.
gonna be mad.
Honestly, I appreciate that nigga so much. Cause that nigga, not saying he changed my life, but this nigga gives you a perspective on how, the world is. And I didn't even realize it. I didn't even realize how most of these females was thinking until he was really breaking it down like systematically. I'm like, oh damn, what the fuck? This shit is out of control. These hoes got me fucked up. So that whole outlook, I'm like, yo, this nigga is really changing lives out here. And you can see by the amount of people that was calling in, the difference of people, how many lives he was touching, how many. I remember I was watching this shit. It was like what 500,000 followers or some shit. I seen that shit go up to 1 million. I remember the 1 million episode. Like
Yeah.
that nigga grew and he was giving it up, and niggas didn't understand, and then he was starting to make niggas understand. That's why his following grew so quick. Niggas got the message. So shout out that nigga, man. All
I
right,
mean,
man.
like when you speak like a realness with cause and it's funny because when I would talk to people, it's like that they would be mad at his his tone. I'm like, you must not know a lot of older folk. Like, are you like
Facts.
you're black? Like you're black. You know how older black folks be. Older black folks like 60 and up have no filter.
No
Like
filter. They keep it 100.
they just be
They
telling
speak
it
their
like
mind.
it is.
Yep.
So it's like
Niggas survived the civil rights movement. You think they gonna fucking, you know, be damn super sensitive for your feelings and shit? Like, nah.
exactly. No, even it was funny because I remember one time like I was up visiting my mom and I was just I would put up just watching videos on my YouTube on YouTube, and my sister was up, and like my sister knew who Kevin Samuels was, and I was watching a video at the time, and my mom was hearing this, and like my mom was here and she was seeing it. She's like, man, he's an asshole. But then I'm like, mom, you're like you're like, come on, you're one to talk. You're as blunt as he is. And then like she's like, nah, he's too assholeless. And then like 5 minutes later, she sees a girl that he was talking to, and it was like one of them fat girls. And he was like, and then my mom was like, who is that 300-pound looking woman, and why does she feel like she needs she deserves a man that makes 100,000? I'm like, oh, here we go. Like this is what I'm saying. Like you know it.
Oh, she gets it. She gets
We're
it.
saying it was really truly, common sense that just can't be. It's taboo to say now. Asking a female how much she weighs and shit.
I
It's
mean,
like he uncovered all of that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, that shit's always well known. Like, I mean, it's not about like the fat shaming, but it's like some dudes just like we want what we want, and some dudes just are. Most dudes don't want a heavy woman, like especially when it comes
No,
to marriage.
basically what this nigga was getting off was this world got soft. Everybody's, oh, you're great how you are. Don't let anybody tell you who. Fuck all that. If you want what
Yeah.
you want, you gotta work for it, nigga. Just stop playing
And
all that bullshit. Nobody gives a fuck
exactly,
about you. Nobody gives a fuck about how much you weigh. If you a big bitch, you only gonna fuck with niggas that like big bitches. That's it.
Or
You
dusty
ain't get
niggas who can't do no
you don't
better.
you don't get to choose. You work for what you want to get. That's it. That's all his message was. You
and
want it, nigga. You gotta be in the gym. You gotta do all that shit. You gotta be in the streets. You gotta be making your money. You gotta do what you want to get that shit.
you are exactly right, Rome. And it's funny because like that's one of the main, because I look at like what's the message, and like that was one of his messages. Like I would hear him say a lot of times like there's no free lunch, and I would hear that a lot. Like I heard that a lot like in real life, that no free lunch. Like people want like the benefits of things but don't want to work for it. And it's like, what do we like, male or female? If you want something, you got to put in the work for it, and if you don't want to put in work for it, you can't complain that you're not getting the outcomes that you want. Like whether it's, and
But
that's like
niggas are
whether it's
grown ass
relationship,
kids.
yeah.
Niggas are grown ass kids wanting. Oh, I want that. I want that. Why can't I have that, bitch? Because you 600 pounds. That's why. The fuck?
But
Yeah,
real talk, one of the things I'm so glad he brought to the forefront was the fucking rankings. Like that shit, like the rankings he used to
Yeah,
do,
that's a
that
fact.
shit I used to do in real life.
I,
Like,
I ain't gonna lie. Me and Shadowware used to work together. This nigga would be, we'll be talking about, oh damn, she fine, yeah, ooh, she look good. Shadowware would be like, nigga, what is she 1 out of 10? Nigga be like, oh, she a 8, she a 7, she a not. You like, nigga, would you hold hands with her and walk through the mall? You was like, no. Like, nigga, she ain't no fucking 8.
it's facts though. It's facts. Like we've
Real
had this
shit.
conversation before. He know
Because
it,
I used to think 7 was average. I used to give an average bitch a 7. He's like, no, nigga, average is 5. Nigga, 5 is average.
Now
I
and
used to
he
think
made up
5. He's like, oh, you
that
kind of ugly. I'll give you a 7. Like, no, bitch, you a 4.
you were an
dude.
adjustable
We used to
seven.
argue about this shit. Like we used to legit argue about this shit at work, and like other people would get involved and hear us and chime in. Like I used to be like, dog, 5 is average. 7 ain't no fucking average. 7 is above average.
Yeah,
And
for
then it's
sure.
like later on, it's like niggas started really catching it and really started seeing it. Because once you do the whole, would you hold hands and walk through the mall with her? It's like that's when people realize, like, hold on, does she really look good enough that I will walk through this whole motherfucking mall and be proud of her and shit? Like, does her face really that pretty? Because a lot of times they evaluate chicks off the body, but it's the whole package. And I like how he actually brought that to the forefront, like your face, the symmetricness of your face, the weight, the body. Like you had chicks beautiful, like 5'2", 150, talking about they thick. No, you fucking fat, nigga. These are all the time, and a lot, and it's like he put cause real talk, like my father, like a lot of the shit that Kevin Samuel said, like my pops put me on game, said that shit years. I used to read on, so it was just refreshing now seeing that someone is putting out that same OG shit and more people could catch on to it. Because real talk in life, you're gonna try to if you see you're gonna try to spread some type of influence if you see niggas doing something wrong and shit. But it's good. Like sometimes your influence ain't enough. So sometimes it's good to have someone else that people could just recite from or be like, oh man, he said this, that, that. So that's why I really fucking appreciate that he did.
And he did come up with the adjustable. Well, I don't know if he came up with it, but he popularized the adjustable 6 or the adjustable 7 or the adjustable 5.
That was the adjustable 6.
Is it?
Basically, a chick who's like slightly above average, but if she dog gets herself up and if she gets herself up, she can like makes herself up more, have the right hairstyle, clothes, look, all of that shit. She can make herself an 8.
Yeah, less baggage and shit, right? Or she could be a 4 if she
Nah,
had clothes and shit.
because it's
well,
the thing. It's like if you a 5, you average. If you're because most women got 2 ratings. You got the regular ranking, and then you got when they at their best. Most women are like at their best are a 6, but average ain't a fucking 6 though.
you don't think so?
6 ain't no fucking average.
Well, I
5
mean,
is, nigga.
actually, I mean, well, it's because I do remember.
Look, you gotta look at it as 1 through 10. When you look at it, outside of 1 through 10, that's when you get into all this. Well, it's not really average. A 7, no, no, no. Straight down the middle, 1 through 10.
Well, I
Well,
mean, the only reason I say that, LB, is because I remember Kevin himself saying that like most people fall in that 4 to 6 category, and that's average. I don't know, like I don't,
no,
but I get what
he is right. For 4 through 6, because look, you're gonna see people. He is right. You're gonna see a lot of average people. You're gonna see the most people you're gonna see is 5s, and then you're gonna see after that you're gonna see 6s and 4s. Like he's honestly right. Like the fours, if they're at their best, they'll appear average, and the fives, if they're at their best, they're gonna be a six. A six at their best is usually gonna be like how he said, an adjustable eight. I'm sorry, gonna be an adjustable six, gonna be an eight or gonna be at least an eight. In real life, I always use the seven, but the way I cut down the seven, I look at it like this: if you 8, 9, and 10, that means 8, 9, and 10, you usually have like face, ass, titties. Like
Not
you
much
got all
tummy.
three.
Not much tummy.
But that's already a given.
Yeah.
Yeah, a six is usually a chick that's thick or she had a nice body and the face average. That's
Or a
usually what
pretty,
a six is.
or a pretty face in the body. Yeah.
Or in the body average. Or no, the face is cute in the body average. A seven is when you start getting into okay, she got an above average body and an above average face. That's usually a cute face, cute body. That's when you get into 7, 8 is when like you say fine. That means that body banging in the body, the face is like above cute. Like you're looking at like she pretty now. It makes sense, man. It makes sense. It always did to me, but I like how he put his spin on it, the adjustable six, which explains a lot of shit.
And it's funny, women hear this like, well, why do you care what the ranking is? Yeah, like people like we're not gonna act like rankings don't exist. Like, and that was the thing. Like people
Yeah,
that called in the show were delusional on how like rankings, like it doesn't matter. Like, yes, you can think however much of yourself, but it doesn't matter what you think because you're trying to get someone, so it matters what they think of you. You can't act like your opinion is the only thing that matters in the scene, in the dating scene. You're overvaluing yourself if you act like that. And that's the
facts.
problem. People overvalue themselves, men and women. It's ridiculous.
But see, the thing is, and I'm glad he put it out there that men get checked on it all the time. Is women that phenomenon has run wild with.
Well, it's true. And I've said this before, and I've said this, LB, and it's like, and it's crazy that because this is why I was like, this is why Kevin Samuels is the way he is, because right now it's funny because we're in a society, and I truly believe this. Right now, we're in a society that's pushing the idea or notion that standards and preferences are for women only. And if you're a man, you just gotta take what you can get. And like I like Kevin is pushing back against that. It's like, well, you guys can think whatever you guys like. Men, ladies can, they can want whatever they want. But if a man wants this, it's a problem. Like, no, it should be a problem. We should be able to want something too.
Exactly. He did a good job breaking down a lot of bullshit. Like people used to say happy wife, happy life. And that basically meant a dude would just have to do all he can to make his girl happy, no matter what. And it's like, you know, not all women, but a lot of women, happiness is fleeting to them. It's like they could be good for 10 minutes and then something happened and they bad the rest of the day. And so he put it out there on some like, man, like you matter too. Like your wants and needs are important too. And a lot of times, like that shit just be downplayed, man. So it was good you had somebody really just standing up for that shit. Because, like you said, it's like nobody cared what the fucking man.
Yeah, no, it's right. It's true, and it's funny because then like this is how I knew people would. This is how I knew this nigga blew up. When I'm like going on like dates with women or like meeting women, and they're like bringing up Kevin Samuels, and it's like, oh my god, like they look at you crazy if you say like you watch Kevin Samuels, and I'm just like, then we having debates over Kevin Samuels because they're mad because they don't like what he says. And they're like, well, he's gay and he's not married, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like,
And
are
it's
we
like
really?
it is the short sightedness of it is like it's like they're basically saying I'm not dateable when they do all that shit.
Like basically, and it's just like the logic is stupid. And it's funny because the one thing I will take from Kevin Samuels, like, 'cause a lot of stuff that he said I knew, but it was nice to have it confirmed, like him confirm it. But
Yeah.
like one of the things that he said, and this will probably be within like my vocabulary a lot, is women using sign language. Shame,
Yeah,
insults, guilt, the need to be right. Like, especially
fact,
when it comes to shaming and insulting. Oh,
facts. It's like we all knew it existed, and we all experienced, we all dealt with it. We all had our own ways of dealing with it. But it's like he put out a fucking actual, like almost a tutorial. It's like he gave it a name and he broke it down. He put the science behind it, and it's just like you're like, damn, this shit is like so accurate because they really be all that shit. And they do it to other women too. That's the crazy part.
yeah, like, you know how many, like, they'll be calling other women that agree with, oh, you're a pick me. I'm like, oh my God. Like,
Stupidest shit ever. Like I just know people stupid with that whole phrase because isn't the whole purpose of like to be picked? Like
exactly.
So
if you go
sometimes,
to the basketball court, I want to be a pick me too, nigga. Like pick
yeah,
me, nigga. Like I got downs. I was here all day, nigga. Like
I swear sometimes the show felt like a new age Maury, like scripted, because sometimes he would go in so bad on these females. I was like, this can't be real. They're not up for the shit, man.
But
but
these,
you
like, these women,
talk to enough, you see they I think that way.
Yeah, yeah. And some actually took the advice. It seemed like like positively, even if he shat on them.
no, some of them took the advice well, and some of them, like, the one thing I've learned, like, I saw from watching enough of him was if they were respectful and had a smart, engaging conversation, then he wouldn't like go off on them. Like, they would
Right.
have a healthy discussion. But then these girls who want to get snippy and argue and then throw in little smart remarks and overtalk him. Okay, if you're gonna do all that, now you're gonna get the work. Like
And
what's
he
wrong?
made everybody respect the platform. Like you're right. Like like fuck all this, going off the damn record or going off the tracks, derailing the show. People used to be like, man, I don't like how he cuts them off when talking. But I'd be like, yes, thank you, because I know this bitch is about to fucking just talk in circles, justification essays, and all types of bullshit. And it's like, nah, nigga, answer the question, yes or no. Answer this man. Like, I love when he used to do that shit, man.
I did too, but it was funny
Too much
because, like,
fucking
go ahead.
talking. No, I'm just saying, because they'd be doing too much talking, and it's like, it's not anything effective. It's just word, just babbling. And then he cut out a lot of babble.
Yes, that was the thing, because it was like, because I remember one woman. It was funny because he's like, you can't overtalk me, but then she'd be like, but you're overtalking me. He's like, well, I'm trying to run a show, and you're just going in circles. Like, they have other people waiting too. Like I let you talk, and then, like, when they would when he would let them talk, sometimes they would go for 3 minutes and say absolutely nothing, and I'm like, wait, so you did all.
Exactly. Exactly.
And the worst part is, the funny thing is, as bad as they were, and this is where it goes for both sides, not just women. It would be worse to me when the men would call up, because, like, the men, like, it seemed like anytime he asked for the men to come up for anything, like, they couldn't even answer basic questions or, like,
It's like
even
the worst
follow
of the worst for the birds.
like follow directions. Like they're asking questions that don't have anything to do with the topic at hand. And it's just like I can see why you don't want to talk to men anymore, because
Yeah.
y'all are too stupid to even follow instructions. I don't know when that started being a thing, that, like, because I would see this all the time and I'm just like, are y'all stupid? Like, like, what is wrong
It's
with you?
crazy. Like honestly, I felt like the dynamics changed. Like 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 for instance, like if you go back in the day, like Tariq was doing the back lectures because he's like the godfather of all of that shit. Really, he said a lot of shit that I would see later on. Kevin Samuels would put his spin on and say like, but he did it in his own way. But people used to call up Tariq and ask for advice and all that shit, and it's like the women, for some reason, they knew how to get to the point, and a lot of the calls Tariq had just go by a little smoother. He might flirt with him, whatever. It just it's easy listening. It's productive. But when the dude used to call up, oh my goodness, niggas used to be just on some like talking circles, could never get to the point, and it got to the point where Tariq even like come out and say it. Like, damn, like sometimes I was like talking to the dudes, like, y'all be like get to the point. It's like that Dave Chappelle skit with the whole wrap it up.
Wrap that shit up.
Yeah, wrap that shit up. Like, yeah, so but then later on, and this was about like maybe 2007, 2008. Sometime, I don't know, 10 years later, I noticed like women started being on the same shit. They weren't getting to the point as much as they used to. They was doing the shit that a lot of the dudes were doing with the whole just fucking, they just glad someone answered the phone. They just get a chance to talk. They're like saying nothing and it's like wrap that shit up. So it was weird and when the dynamic came back to Kevin Samuels show, it went right back to that shit. Dudes just barely able to fucking make sentences and sounded like cavemen and shit. Like when he tried to do the men's shows after he popped off with the women, the first couple of men's shows were like horrible till he finally, I guess he got the dusty niggas to stop calling and it's like more productive dudes started calling. He was getting better conversations. So like you just got to see this dude evolve.
Yeah, that is true. But that was one of the things, like, because people will say, because it was funny because a lot of the like his detractors will say, well, he encourages his audiences to be hostile towards, well, like, no, he doesn't even, like, he's not in control of the people in the chats. He even tells, like, he has moderators telling them time them out if they're saying stupid shit, saying dumb shit. Like, he doesn't encourage what goes on in the chats. He don't know. That's not him. A lot of those guys were broke, dusty dudes that were just happy to see
Trolling.
women get humbled.
You're just
Like,
trolling, yeah.
Facts.
Just trolling ass niggas, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
I get that. And those dudes were losers. So it's like, what I'm saying, like, you can't put that on Kevin. That's not on them. That, what I'm saying.
But he shined the light on a lot of bitches lying about domestic violence. That's one of the greatest things he did. As soon as a female tell you, oh, he was abusive, you're supposed to be all sympathizing with him. Oh, no, okay. Well, what he did, little mama. But then he be like, where's the police report? Okay, what this said? Oh, we didn't file a report. Okay, so you mean to tell me your husband's a prominent doctor and making such and such amount of money, yet physically harmed. There was no police report. You never called a like. We found out a lot of fucking just on that bullshit. Because society got to the point, any time a woman speaks, we just have to, it's like we have to listen. And women knew that, so they just started, and that's not all of them, but a lot of them knew that, and they just started saying, fuck you. Let me get my way. Let me do this. Let me do that. And he had to just restore the fucking balance and equilibrium.
No, I get that. And that was one thing I wasn't gonna touch, because, like, the whole domestic violence thing is always a very touchy and tricky subject. So I tried to not go there with that. But
You had to say something
yeah.
to let me know. I mean, we gonna talk about the man. We gonna
No. I'm saying, like,
keep it real.
No. I'm keeping it real. I'm saying, like I'm saying, when I would listen to, like, him speak with the women about the domestic violence, it was like, that's not something I'm gonna jump to conclusions about with domestic violence. I can see it both ways. It's like the one that really gets me more, that people would get mad about, that he would get on them about, is, well, you had a kid young. Oh, well, why aren't you with your baby father? Oh, I was
Oh
young.
yeah,
He's like, I was young, and you were
I was
old enough.
25.
Like, what do you mean you was young?
You was grown as fuck.
you, you was old enough to have sex and create a baby, but yet you too young for him? Like, come on, what is up with that? Like, you got to pick better. Like, but telling people that they need to pick better is too much of an insult, and all that's such a problem to tell somebody that they need to learn how to pick better. Like,
Not to telling women was a problem. We tell dudes all the time, like, God damn, why you smash shorty? Man, don't you know she the thought for the block? What you doing? We tell dudes all the time when they fucking up. It's the females that you can't tell them when they fucking up. And later,
This
when the show evolved even more, and he toned down it a little bit, and there was less dusties and good rats called, and you didn't see him snap so much. you later just found out that it wasn't the tone at all, which we knew it was never the tone. It was just they didn't want to hear what he had to say because it was critical and objective, which has always been the case. How many times you argue with a female and you're speaking calm,
Yep.
whatever, and then you just be like, yo, man, I don't know. I don't think you should do that. And she's like, damn, you ain't got to be rude. You ain't got to say it like, you ain't got to yell at me, yo. You be like, the fuck? And you know what yelling? What you talking about? And they'll get you talking about some whole other stupid shit that got nothing to do with it.
Yep, it's crazy, and then like it was just like it's just funny because then it would turn into a thing of like, oh, because like here's what I would do because I would say, well, they would say, oh well, he hates women, he's doing all this, but I'm like, okay, he'll do it with men too, and then they'll say, well, I don't care if men are okay with him dragging other men, that's on them. I'm a woman, and I'm not okay with him dragging women like that. I'm like, so dragging women is telling the truth? Like
Facts.
you're gonna
Remember, he
drag.
had a whole time period where he was doing the whole. So you say I'm dragging, I'm doing this. Like, what did I say that's so objective? Like, he was. But the best thing, I'm glad you said that part because it makes me think about the next shit. It wouldn't hit. It still didn't hit some of them, but it started hitting a lot of women. He would say, okay, you want that for your son? Then you can see their heart drop. You can see their eyes flutter. You just got, oh shit, like, damn. Do I really want my son just graduated from Harvard to bring home a damn 37-year-old single mom with 2 kids? And he's 28 years old at the prime of his life. Like, he really, when he took it there, that's when women just had to really just be like, yeah, I don't want this for my son. Like that. Now, some of them, they still be like, well, if he loves her, saying that stupid shit, but, save face. Oh, shout out to R. Not a troll. Facts. What up, what up,
What's
what
up?
up?
What's up, R. Woodson? What's up, Woodson?
Salute.
Salute, Woodson.
Salute,
Um,
salute.
but yeah, no, you're exactly right. Because like then when you put it in their shoes, where where it like hits home, where it's like now the tone changes up a little bit. That's
Yeah.
always how it is.
That's how you have to do it. Because a lot of people, like, they keep themselves at a distance from certain issues, so they can't relate to it. They don't want to relate. So when you say, oh, so what if that was your kid, or what if your brother did that? How would you feel? And people don't want to admit, like, and he got people really admitting because you can tell the ones that just lying that, goddamn well, if your son is successful, you wouldn't want to even dealing with a woman like your grown ass on some failure shit. Like, so it was just like, and the ones who was like, oh no, I'm gonna stop my son from talking to her. You knew that they was fucking that kid head up like from the minute he was born in that household. So
Yep.
he put the spotlight on a lot of trauma, shit with daughters and mothers competing. I'm glad he brought that out. We all know some broad that's on some shit like that with it just
Sister daughter.
damn the
The,
sister
the,
daughters,
sis-
yeah.
the sister daughter. That shit blew me. I was like, nigga, what? That's crazy.
Well, the
That's
other
all.
the other thing is, and I'll say this, and it's crazy. Now it's funny that we say that because he brought light to like a lot of the issues that like a lot of these women have. Like they have these issues, and we know they know they have these issues, and what up, Art? Oh, to admit that is not to admit that is to admit they're not shit. Absolutely, like
Facts.
they
Yo.
don't want to admit that they're weak, that they're not like that they're not shit. Like so
Oh,
they
they're
gotta.
not Lil Mo. They're not Lil Mo and Fabulous, Superwoman, shiny colors and superpowers. They're not Wonder Woman. They're human beings.
But and no, and there's sometimes where I think here's the thing. It's where that whole mentality of it's like, well, yeah, I'm flawed. So what? Like we're all flawed except me. And Kevin says the world does not owe you understanding. And that's exactly true because it's like, yeah, you have issues, and so you like if a man had issues, a woman would not want to take on that man's issues. So why should we have to take on their issues on the other side? You know what I'm saying? Like
Exactly. And men aren't known to be nurturers, so what the fuck?
that's another thing. Like the world doesn't owe you that understanding. Yes, it's good that you understand that you have these issues, but you need to get those issues solved. And like a lot of these people that were calling up were in no position to be dating. Like a lot of them needed
Yeah.
therapy. They needed therapy to get their issues together. Like that
Some even needed ass whoopings, actually.
was
I'll just be honest, like fuck all that. Like some of them needed their ass whooped. Like you heard some of the first calls, like one chick was like she put dude on hold and she started calling her sugar daddy, talking to him while she talking to Kim. Like then, then there was a chick. It was fun. It was just crazy. Now one chick, she left her ex husband, got married, but then she want the ex husband back, and she's calling Kevin Samuels. Like I'm like the fuck, like, like you just saw like the desperation in a lot of people, in the whole, you know, buy a dog, buy a cat, die alone. Like he made people, really just answer some questions in themselves. And you
and
gotta salute that.
that pissed him off. The buy a dog, die alone thing. I would say that jokingly, and it would get them pissed off. um,
Buy a dog,
that,
die alone.
yeah, that and the other one, like the thing that he just said, like a week and a half ago before he passed, like and like women were talking about it.
Cardio one,
Yeah, the left, no, the leftover.
leftovers.
Like if you're 35 and over, you are a leftover woman. And I heard that, and I was like, I knew that was gonna cause some shit.
But niggas been saying that for years. That dude, even niggas on the college used to say that like 2013, 2014. Like that's the thing. It's like that's why you need to keep it silent, because it's like a lot of this shit wasn't new. There's been dudes singing this shit like, oh man, if Shorty ain't picked up by she 35, if she look good or this, that, then yeah, something wrong with her. She's off. Like niggas used to say that about celebrities all the
Yeah,
time.
we've been saying that about for Maya for years. Why?
Exactly. People like
Niggas said that about Maya,
it's
Halle Berry, so many
annihilation.
dude, like everyone, like come on.
That was a thing, and it's true. And like, I mean, like I get it because I was having this conversation with a woman the other day about this. Like it was like, well, I'm better. I'm 35, but I'm better at 35 than I was at 25. I have my shit together. I'm like, yeah, but like most people would look at a 35-year-old and say, well, they don't look as good as when they're 35 as they do when they're 25. And men are visual creatures,
Yeah,
so it's like, yeah, your situation is better, but we might not care about that. We care about the looks, and the
yeah.
looks have kind of faded. And some like we look at a
I need
woman.
you in your 27-year-old body with the 35-year-old mind.
That's how that is how a lot of men look at it. So it's like they look at like a lot of men will look at it as well. Somebody got the best of you, which is somebody got you in your 20s. That was the best of you, and now it's just like it's a fucked up way of looking at it. But unfortunately, that's how a
It's
lot of
it's,
people.
it's the
No, it's
honest
reality. It's the
real.
truth.
It's the
Yeah.
truth, dude. Look, like, see, man, we see that. We look at that as like, come on, we all watch NBA. We look at that as like no one was like. I mean, the Phoenix Suns weren't hip hip hooray when they got shot. You get what I'm saying? Like,
No,
you ain't
absolutely not.
getting.
They got an older version of Shaq, old
Yeah,
past
it's
his
not
prime.
like you're not gonna treat him like he just came from Orlando or he just came from the Lakers. Like, come on. So that's how dudes is looking at it. Like, yeah, okay, yeah, you got your key, that is that thing. Yeah, you got the damn band's cool. Okay, I see you. But then hold on, what's that behind you? Stroller. Oh nah, god damn, man. Shit. You got a baby daddy too. He ain't locked up. He barely in the kid life. I got
Yeah,
this stepdad.
yeah,
It just keep getting worse as the conversation until you just be like, all right, hold on, got this call. And you just beeline to the restroom or some shit.
yeah, man. A lot of that has a lot of people in their feelings, and unfortunately, Now that he's gone, it was in such. I was so disgusted at the people that were cheering that he was celebrating that he passed away. That was
Bro,
disgusting.
they were
Like,
rejoicing that shit. Jesus.
Yeah,
regardless of like how you feel about him and whether you agree with him or not, like I'm not a person that celebrates someone dying. I don't want that type of energy on me. Like,
especially a stranger, like somebody who is so far removed from your life. This is not somebody, a neighbor you had beef with. This is not someone you know personally. This is not somebody at work. This is somebody who's like you'll probably never see in real life ever. And it's like that person really got you feeling that way. That's sad.
very sad. And it's like that man has a family, has a mother. His mother had to find out that he passed away through social media with them cheering and saying all these bad things about him.
Yeah,
Like,
because it
that's
wasn't
horrible.
it wasn't
Yeah,
confirmed for a while, right? Because there was reports,
yeah,
for
there was
It
reports
took like
on
maybe
Thursday.
2 days to confirm this
like a
shit.
Yeah,
full day at least.
it was a Thursday, and then it was confirmed on a Friday. It happened Thursday, but it wasn't confirmed to the next day.
And the sad part, his last live was literally like one of his best lives, That's the sad part. Like it's like dropping like maybe one of your top 5 songs ever. Then that's it, you died. Like that shit was powerful. That
That's
that last IG live was dope.
that's crazy. I actually haven't gotten to see his last IG live. I'll have to,
The
but
party one you had, that shit. He broke it down with the modern what's that shit he did the Christian feminism.
oh yeah, I remember the
Yeah,
Christian feminism.
he had another one of those who was on the call, and then the one before that, the
Okay.
yeah, it's I can't even say too much, but maybe one of the biggest things that I see he brought to the game, or he made people realize that like I felt this way and I've seen it before. That a lot of women they don't want to get married unless they get taken care of, and I'm glad he put that to the forefront because a lot of women weren't just admitting. They would be in like those snarky, sarcastic roundabout ways, but they never just come out and say it. The whole shit was if he's ambitious, it's this, that, there's other ways, like in this whole browbeat you to death to improve it while they not doing nothing. It's like, so I'm so glad he put that out there because you wouldn't fucking believe how many chicks you run into do that. And yeah, that definitely needed to be uncovered.
There are people that are like that because I remember it was funny. I seen on somebody on Twitter. This was a while ago. Like a woman on Twitter talking about like I don't want a man that doesn't make any money. That yeah, I have my own money. I can spend my own money, but I want to spend your money. If I have to spend my money, I'll just be single. I'm like, see, like,
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of them, they know that kind of turns us off of it. So they figured out different ways to not say it. They'll just be, it'll manifest in different ways, telling you, like, man, like, you gotta do all of this, nigga. Like, I ain't lifting a finger. Fuck out of here. That's why it was so funny how he would break down the conversations and till it would finally come out and she was like, yeah, I wouldn't want to pay. I just want to pay 10% of the bills. He said, okay, yeah, there you go. Like you didn't say that at first. You didn't. So it's like that shit just used to hit hard because that everybody's realizing like, man, if you ain't rich, what's the point of getting married?
R. Woodson said, it's a person that exposed that truth about themselves. Yeah, people just
Yo,
expose the truth about themselves. They don't even realize they're doing it. Like,
facts. He let him talk. That one of the times when he would let you talk is when he know he's setting you up, so he just like, yeah, go,
yeah,
go.
he's giving you the rope. Like
Yep.
he's giving you the rope for you to hang yourself with. Like he knows what he's doing. Like he's letting you do it, and you did it. You dug your own you dug your own grave.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. So like you know, now that he's gone, it's gonna be weird. Like not seeing, like I'll be seeing his videos pop up, but knowing that he's not gonna be making any more videos. And it's crazy that there are petitions to take his videos down.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
wild.
they've always been out. I
Yeah,
think
I think that was
one
up.
was
I think that was up for a
old.
while.
Yeah,
So it's crazy. I wonder if they would actually go through with it now because now he's not making them any money, so he might take. I don't know. It's crazy to see
nah,
how that
because
will turn.
this is the thing. One person can make a difference. His message has been going strong for like the last 2 years, almost 2.5 years since he got on and got the world's attention. In that time, there's been so many people who he shared it, did clips, TikTok. It's inspired other people start talking about. It's like it's too late. There's people who remember all the shit he says. They don't watch it enough. Then there's people who repeating the same points and put they spin on it. It's like you can't stop moving. It's really on some gigantic Phantom Troop shit where yeah, you might have took one person out the game, but everyone else is still spitting the same game, so it don't matter. And I think that's the biggest nightmare for some of these broads. It's too
Well,
late now.
yep. The one thing I'll say is, I mean, like, and I'll say this, and this is crazy because people don't understand, like people don't understand the black manosphere, like, and how it's run. Like, if people like Kevin Samuels, while I might not have agreed with everything he said, I thought he said a lot of great things. He said a lot of real shit, and people that aren't familiar with the whole black manosphere, if they thought Kevin Samuels was bad, shit, a lot of these other dudes are way worse, and now they have more of a room now that Kevin is gone
Yeah,
to take up and go big. And these are guys that you don't want. Like,
but the thing is, with Samuel, the way he was able to present himself professionally, it's different. Like it's a hard lane to fill
Yeah,
in. I feel like.
but
he
like
can't be
Kevin,
replaced by one full person.
yeah, Kevin is the only like. But I'm saying like if they saw those people, because like
Yeah,
Kevin is actually one of the only like he's one of the only people in the black manosphere that was actually still promoting marriage. The other ones were not promoting marriage
yeah.
at all. So like if you
They
thought
went they went to the dark side.
exactly like people talk about how Kevin Samuels is a misogynist and hates black women. Well, if they saw Fresh and Fit, oh my god, they would have 3 heart attacks. Like,
See, and that's another thing. Like them dudes they blew up a little bit just off the strength of Jimmy Samuel blowing up. But at the same time, like they'll never get the following that Kevin will get or the real attention because once we seen how lame and corny they was from just one clip, you already knew like, okay, these the guys they'll be going viral for this shit and just stupid shit, but no one's gonna take them serious. Like you literally watch them for entertainment if you like that shit.
yeah, no,
With Kevin Samuels, it was a little bit of both. You were entertained, but you was getting game
I wasn't even entertained by Fresh and Fit, honestly, because I
either.
thought they were too stupid. And also,
Yeah,
like Kevin, like Fresh and Fit to me, and it's just like, and this is a turn off to me. Some people don't care, but to me, it is. For Fresh and Fit, they seemed like they were the type that were reciting shit that they heard rather than what they've actually
yeah.
experienced. Like, and that was like so it didn't come off as authentic. Then when you throw in the fact that they're talking about, oh, we're not down with the dark, we're not night riders, talking about black women, like, and you're
And
saying that
both of them
Kevin
motherfuckers is
Samuels hates
hard.
black women, like Fresh and Fit are the worst. Like,
And then they would purposely choose like the type of chicks that won't get no type of like couldn't have a great conversation with. So it's like they had a lot of cheat codes and a lot of bullshit going. So yeah, I ain't even trying to get him no buzz like that or nothing. Just never really fucked with him. But that's what happens when you get a lane. When someone opens up a lane so big, you gonna get you gonna get some copycats. You gonna get some original dudes. You gonna get some spin offs. Some other people. Some people gonna go in a way where you're like, I fucks with this. There's some people you're gonna be like, I don't really fuck with this. Like mediocre tutorials, like he should be on point. I've seen a few of his videos.
I used to watch back in the day, but he got exposed kind of a little bit. Alpha male strategies.
AMS. I knew you were gonna say AMS.
Oh yeah,
But there was a video of him like it got wiped off the internet. Like he was trying to pick up girls at the club, and he was scared to approach.
Well,
Like,
see, the thing is, I mean, I'm not surprised at that because I have watched some AMS strategy, like AMS videos, and like his thing, like I could see why he would have trouble with that because AMS stuff is more like for a woman that you're kind of somewhat connected with, or like
oh yeah,
trying to
yeah.
like it's not for picking up a cold
Yeah,
calling a random girl off the street. Like that's not going to work with his stuff. So,
nah,
but
that's more Mac lessons type of shit right there. Like that's
Yeah.
the old school Tariq shit.
But the two things that I think that like I could probably take that I think that I was 100% agreeing when it comes to men and Kevin Samuels is stay on your purpose. Like we have to have a purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like, and our purpose shouldn't be for women because he like we need to stop like placing our manhood in like what women think of us or like thinking that
Yeah,
because we fuck a lot of women that makes us a man. Like that don't make you a man. Oh, you just having sex with a lot of women. That don't make you a man. Like where you like you're too, and I've said this for years. I'm like niggas could have like went to NASA, could have found the cure for cancer, all that shit, but we's too busy worried about the next pussy. Like we too busy chasing tail.
facts.
We could cure cancer, cure AIDS, and niggas would be like, yeah, but fuck all that. How much pussy you getting? Like, like it's just crazy. And like, dude was like, it's crazy because dude was really getting big. Like, dude was like starting to like, he was on the next episode of Atlanta.
He's gonna be in Atlanta, yeah.
And he was in a video with Future on Future's Worst Day music video. So, you know what I'm
You
saying?
may as well just get into it.
So yeah, I mean a good
Nice
segue. So,
segue. Nice segue. Like,
you know what I'm saying? So, R.I.P. Kevin Samuels. You know what I'm saying?
OG
May
Gold.
he rest in peace.
rest in power. Rest in power, brother.
The power. Do the salute.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
He
the
used to
salute.
kill people sounding.
Oh yeah, that used to have me dying. But so talked enough about that. So let's get into something else.
He'll be
We'll,
missed.
we'll,
Definitely be missed.
we'll go from one Atlanta nigga to the next Atlanta nigga, like the toxic Atlanta.
Atlanta by way of Oklahoma.
Yeah, oh yes, Atlanta by way of Oklahoma. But now we're going to the actual Atlanta nigga.
Yeah, we go into the trap.
Yes, to the trap. You know what I'm saying? Future.
Got some zooties. Y'all ready?
Oh yeah, definitely. You know what I'm saying? We got Future's new album that just came out. I Never Loved You, and that definitely sounds like something Future would say. He's leading into the toxic nigga shit.
So like he said something to a chick that just got off of Kevin Samuels' call.
I
Like, what you
never
talking to
loved.
that nigga for? Nah, I
Yeah.
never loved you. You trying to get advice
I
from
never
me?
liked you. I
I
never
never
Oh
liked
yeah, I
liked
never
you.
liked you. Yeah, I never liked you.
Yeah.
Still, definitely would
That's
say
so
that. I
hard.
never.
Yeah.
So, Rome, what you think of the album? What you think of I Never Liked You?
First of all, I'm a Future fan. I love everything this nigga drops. My first listen, I wasn't really feeling the trap songs like that because I'm more of I'm more of a fan of Future because of his melodic sound and the way he be fucking singing on songs. Like the nigga's raw with that shit. But after a couple listens, man, this got to be like his top 3 project because this shit is amazing. Honestly, I've been listening to it nonstop. I haven't listened to nothing else. Kendrick dropped yesterday. I ain't even know. Nigga, I've been listening to the Future. Nigga.
Well, Kendrick dropped one song. He didn't drop his album. His album's dropping
I know.
this Friday. But yeah,
I ain't even hear that bitch because I've been listening to I've been listening to Massaging Me, nigga. Yeah, I'll pull it up. I'm playing Massaging Me and I'm on one, nigga. We getting this shit lit.
and what about you, Pilot? What you think of the album?
Um, it was a good album. Like, I'm not honestly the biggest Future album, Future fan, I guess you could say. I love Dirty Sprite 2 and Monster and Evolve and 56 Nights and all that. But I actually did like some of this shit on here. Like, the Puffin on Zooties was fire to me. That shit went super hard.
Fire.
Yeah, Puff and Fury is fire. The one
Yeah.
you mentioned with the Kevin Hart video. I think that was on the deluxe version. What's
Kevin
the
Samuels, you mean? The
yeah
Nigga
the
said Kevin
worst,
Hart.
yeah,
Jeez.
worst day.
the worst day? Yeah, that shit went hard. The Drake joint, the first Drake song with the "Wait for You" was crazy too. Um,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
wait for you. That's actually
yeah,
one of my
"Wait for
favorite
You."
songs
Yeah,
on the
"Wait for You" was pretty hard too. Some of the features were cool. I mean, yeah, I mean it was one of the better features. I mean, there's probably to me, it's not Dirty Sprite, but I mean Dirty Sprite too, but it's one of his better projects for sure. I feel like.
album. Okay, okay. What you think about the album, LB?
But let me put out this Zooty. First of all, I'm not a Future fan. Like he's decent. I always felt like Same Damn Time is like one of his best songs. Like that's just classic to me. That shit used to give me mad hype when he first came out. But I fucks with the album. It's just low key fire. Production. I mean, don't expect no bars. Pilot. But nigga talk about the trap beats is overwhelming the lyrics. Like
Drowning out the
nigga,
headphones.
what
So I'm saying,
lyrics?
if you listen to headphones, if you listen to the album with headphones, you can't really even hear what they're saying at all, though. I mean, there's
Nah,
certain songs.
nigga, Holy Ghost was his best non. Well, he never really snaps like that, but like he was going in on Holy Ghost the best way he can without having bars. Like that, I've been
That's
Holy
the
Ghost.
thing
I
with
go that should be on repeat.
that's the thing with Future though. You don't really go to him for bars. You go to him to see like, oh, how he gonna kill this beat? Like how he gonna float on this? Like which style he gonna give it to us on this one? Or what sound effect he gonna use on this song? Like he just got his little he got his niche. You know what I'm saying? We don't go to him for bars. We go to him for the sound.
No,
Nigga, everybody gotta
absolutely.
have bars for me. It's just he'll just he just won't suck. That's what I'm saying. He won't be trash. It's just decent enough where I can just enjoy the beat and the melody.
You
That's
know
all
the
I need, and he did that.
the funny thing is, I felt like early Future actually had some like semblance of bars.
True.
Like he like because I remember that I listened to the first album and like he was actually spitting on some of them songs. I always liked Tony Montana, a couple of the other songs
Listen,
on
Future
Pluto.
can spit. Future can
What?
spit, but it's like on some Future can really spit, but it's like he picks and chooses. Like some songs he'll give it to you where you be like, damn, this nigga was talking that shit. And
That's
the other
true.
song you can't even name a bar that this nigga said because he just
Yep.
all types of
For me personally, it's hard because I'm not the biggest Future fan. I like Future, and I've kind of gotten to the mode where it's like, let me put it like this: you ever had like a specific type of food, and you've had it like too many times, like damn near every day, and to the point where you're just like, ugh, I'm just tired of eating this shit. Like that's how I get with Future because like I was futured out like in his prime run, like everything, like even before like Dirty Sprite, like from what was the one he released in 2014? Was that Monster? Um, Up like from like 2014 to like 2017, everything I was future on everything, and it was just like,
Yeah, he was stuffed down
damn,
your throat hard. He was stuffed down, he was
Fuck.
front and center.
yeah. So it's hard to like enjoy him like I used to, but he still has some dope shit. And I Never Liked You was pretty cool. Um, I liked the beats. Wasn't really a lot of bars, but like you said, I guess we don't always look for bars with her Future. But like I don't know, like some of it I felt honestly was like very like it almost seemed like he was trying too much for like he was trying to go for like those what like on some Fab shit where like Fab always like tries to do those relationship toxic quotables that like the younger generation can quote on Instagram. Like
Yeah.
I felt like that there was many of that like I'm like Future was almost like it was intentionally going for that to like create memes from these
But I feel
lyrics.
like everybody do that.
Yeah, but like for Future, it seemed like for this album, it seemed like it was like almost like by design, and it
That
kind of was annoying.
the IG caption. Shit.
Yeah,
And is it
like
me or do y'all think? In my opinion, I think that the deluxe makes the album wishy washy. It adds too much filler. I don't really
Yeah,
feel all the other.
Deluxe. Well,
24 songs.
Worst Day should have been on
Wednesday
the
should have
regular.
been on there. Full fact.
Yeah, Worst Day
Wednesday
was
was the
Um,
was
best
good.
song. It's
The
one of the best
song,
songs I've ever heard.
the song
But
with Little Dirk, the song with Little Dirk didn't really fit, so I could see why it
no,
wasn't on the actual album. Although it was cool, but like, yeah, it just didn't fit. I could see
no,
why it
he should have repackaged them songs as something else because it don't even like no, I don't even. When I listen to them, I'm like, okay, worst day. I'm glad I got that, but the rest of these shits, nigga, you could have just kept them.
See, damn, I didn't even hear the deluxe. I only heard the regular with 18 song
you ain't
album.
miss much. You ain't miss much, honestly.
You didn't miss.
I know because see when I seen Pilot in the chat was talking about, damn, he has 24 songs on this. I was like, the fuck, like what he got? Like he got the bodega copy.
Yeah,
I was like, okay,
22 songs. Yeah, got the bodega mix.
and then nigga went to Sawgrass Mall to the kiosk. Like but that nigga ain't there no more. Like I don't know.
um,
Damn.
ultimately, I think my favorite songs, my favorite songs are "Wait for You." I liked "Holy Ghost." I liked the one with Kodak. Was it Voodoo?
Yeah, Voodoo is
Yeah, actually,
dope.
that one
Like,
hard. Yeah, that one
like,
hard.
That's one of the
like
top songs on the
Future and
album.
Future and Kodak have chemistry. I was like, they
Yeah,
should do more shit together.
Yeah, I
Honestly,
didn't expect that, to be
project.
honest.
Yeah, all of the songs they got together are fire. Every song they
Yeah.
have together is fire.
like that's crazy. I didn't realize their chemistry was that tight. I'm like, damn, they could do a whole album together. Honestly, see how that shit works out.
Florida
Two
niggas got
Haitian,
chemistry with anybody.
two Haitian Southern niggas, similar
Yeah.
sound, just kind of it matches.
And then
Um,
you get one of them with bars, but he can still harmonize. So
yep.
like
Right. That's why
you'll
he
listen
had.
and it'll be balanced.
I liked puffing on Zooties. I'm that nigga.
Oh,
I
I
didn't
can't
like.
stand I'm that nigga. That shit trash.
No, I enjoyed it. I didn't like the
What?
Kanye. I didn't like the Kanye track though. That's probably the one I
Now the
did not
Kanye
like.
track fire. The fuck?
I didn't
I
like it.
love Kanye
Kanye.
track, nigga. What?
Kanye didn't come. Kanye didn't come correct on that to me. I don't think he
I
came
didn't like
correct.
Nah.
Kanye's verses. I feel like he was
His verse
trying
was
to.
mid, but like the song is dope.
But you, but you know what
I
I
like.
realized about the song? You know what I realized about the song? I feel like Future gave Kanye that like the flow, and Kanye just couldn't do the Future flow. That's what it was, because Kanye wanted to do a Future flow on that beat, but it didn't work. Because if you listen to the song, Kanye ate. Like Kanye was saying shit, he just couldn't keep the flow right. And
Yeah,
Future
Because I
was
thought he had
talking,
That was
you're
bars.
trying to rap kind of fast. I feel like you're trying to rap a little
but
too fast.
Kanye, yeah, he was rapping too fast. He was trying to do the little say a bar, give it, say a bar, say a bar,
and
like
that
how
don't work.
Future
And that
did.
don't work for Kanye. That don't
Yeah,
work
don't
for
work.
Kanye.
It
That's what
don't.
ruined it for me. That's
No,
why I didn't like
but
it.
but that hook is fire. Crosses
Yeah.
on you cross me so much, I got blood on my hand. What do you say? I got cross me so much, I got blood on my hand. What do you say? The streets on fire like Beth on my hand. That shit hit hard. I don't know what the fuck y'all talking
I don't know. Kanye
Yeah.
ruined that song for me, man.
Ruin, dude.
about.
Ruin
City
is what
on fire.
dog. You said
City
ruin.
on
Look,
fire. That shit
ruin
hard.
is Snoop Dogg ruining the damn make him say that's ruin. Kanye ain't do no fucking ruining. Nah, nah. To say he ruined? Wow. God damn.
That was a great song to
I
me.
mean,
Like
like I would
a
probably
lot,
listen
a
to
lot
the
of
song,
people
and then
don't
once
like that
Kanye
song.
comes on, I'll
That song.
skip it.
Hold on. What y'all say?
Go ahead, Rome.
I said a lot of people don't like that song, but I fuck with it. Like I don't know
Like
why people don't like it. I don't understand.
if I could crop out Kanye's part, then yeah, I would like it. I really don't like Kanye's part in that.
I like
His
the
verse was actually coming from the rap, the home of the drillers.
He been shining on
He
these features lately. Like
couldn't do the Future flow. He tried it. I'm telling you, he wanted to. If he would have
it
hit it,
started
I'm
strong.
telling you,
Yeah, it started strong. He didn't
that
keep it
song
up.
would have been a number one if he would have hit the flow right. Like
He
I
started it
swear.
strong. I like we just
Nah.
want to get high was cool too. I like kind of like that.
that was
I didn't like the other Drake song either. The Wait for You was fine, but the I'm on one, nah, I'm good.
yeah, I
Yeah,
kind of
that
fucks
was
with that. That was
That
decent.
was fire, man. Y'all
Yeah,
niggas
man.
sleeping.
Why? Like, I don't know, man. Like maybe. Yeah, see, and I don't listen. Like I'm not even a Future fan, but like the songs I like y'all niggas know some other shit with them, so I don't even know now. Like I
All
don't
right.
even like Drake.
Well,
Okay,
Like,
people,
let me go. The intro, all right. The intro was mid for me. 7:12 p.m. I'm like, all right, it's a dope beat, but it's like, all right, nigga, get to it.
He was
Where the
actually
rest of
kind of
it?
spitting on that too.
I was like, where's the
Kinda.
rest of it? The I'm That Nigga, love that song. Play that shit out. I'll play that shit 5 times in a row. Keep It Burning, fire as fuck. Play that shit out. For a Night, nigga, how the fuck you get Young Thug and Gun on a song and y'all niggas do that shit? I hate when them niggas do that shit. Like, y'all niggas be so wishy-washy. Like, y'all niggas make a number one and then a number 100. Like, nigga, pick one, nigga. I hate when they do that shit. That shit's trash. That For a Night is trash. Like, nigga. And I love when they get together, but that song is trash to me. Puffin' on Zootie's fire, nigga.
Puffin'
Gold
on Duty
Stacks,
is one of the best songs, though. That's
Hell
one of
yeah.
the best tracks on the album.
yeah.
Yeah. So,
Gold
That
Stacks,
beat crazy.
Gold Stacks was mid. Wait for You is the best song on the album. I listen to that every day. That's like the first song I listen to. Like when I wake up, when I go to sleep. You know,
Damn.
I'm gonna make that shit my alarm, my ringtone. Like that shit
oh,
is fire.
Lord.
I love that
Oh
song.
wow.
Love You Better is even it's a great song too. I love that song. Like Love You Better. Like I love that fucking Future emotional shit. And then he goes straight massaging me, chickens. Like, nigga, how the fuck is this album not a 10? Like, nah, I know why it's not a 10, but massage
What would you give the album? What would you give the album? What would you rate it?
Facts.
the
No, what
deluxe
would
or
you rate the album?
regular? The deluxe or the regular?
The regular.
Either one. Like, if you did the
Yeah,
love,
give us 2 ratings. 2 ratings.
all right, just do
Okay,
the regular. Do the regular.
all right. For the regular one, I'll give it a 7. With the deluxe, I'll give it a 5.
Damn, Deluxe drove it down that much. Damn,
Right.
The deluxe had a Netflix ending.
damn.
No, because
I'm about
it
to
just
say.
adds too much. It just makes it sound like a whole bunch of just random shit. Like nobody's trying to hear that. But it's a very, I give it a 7. It's a very concise, like, I understand the project. I never liked you. Every song is revolved around that. Like, bitch, I don't fuck with you. This is the vibe. Like, I fuck with that. The songs that hit amazing, but the songs that are trash are really trash. And you want to remove them off your fucking phone type shit. Like,
Okay,
but
fair enough.
yeah, but I got pretty much a 7 because you know this shit got hella fire, Future fire though, but it ain't really like amazing, blowing. It ain't no Hendrix, you feel me? It ain't no Hendrix.
Yeah, or no dirty Sprite. Dude.
Or no DS2, or not even a What a Time to Be Alive, honestly. But it's fire though. It's still the only thing I'm listening to. Even though it's a 7, it's still the only thing I'm listening to.
Okay, that's what's up. I feel you. Pilot, what about you? What would you give this album?
Same as my fellow Chi-Town brother Rome. I'm gonna give it a 7. I feel like, again, I'm not a huge Future fan, so it was enjoyable though. It was a cohesive album. I mean, none of the tracks seem out of place. So again, Puffin' on Zooty's "Wait for You." I wish the deluxe. I keep forgetting the name of the song, but it goes so hard. Fucking. Hold on.
Where's Day?
Yeah. I wish that was on the actual album, but yeah, I mean, yeah, it was a good 7. I mean, it was better than I expected. That's yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. 2 sevens. LB, what about you? What would you give the album?
Damn. You know what? Mine's was gonna be a 7 as well. Like, cause for like overall for like a Future album, like you could play the whole thing, but there's certain parts where you're gonna get to where it's gonna be like you're gonna stop paying attention, and then it'll go right back to being good. And see, the production for the most part is amazing, like real good beats, and the great songs are great. And honestly, he got a lot of they got a lot of average songs, like because it just get to the point. A lot of times you just get on a song and just be singing ever. Like that's why I really feel like for that song. I'm that nigga. Like that shit. Like he just like Corvette, red, red, dead, dead, red, dead. Like, and I'm just like, nigga, shut the fuck up. Like, rap already, nigga. Like, what is this? Like, next. Like, so, but, you know, the good songs are so good, it makes it a 7. It's definitely above average. And the good songs, like I said, are so good, it's more than a 6 to me. Because, you know, Holy Ghost, Voodoo, fucks with the first song, um, Kanye song. I thought both Drake songs were dope. So like a lot of times the way these niggas make albums, if they just made like 12 songs, like they'll be having like classics, like masterpieces. But like I don't know, like, it'd be so hard to make like 18 fire songs.
or in the deluxe version, 22.
If you ain't
Yeah,
a no limit nigga, I don't want to hear no 22 songs. You better be spitting fire.
I hear
But
you.
damn.
So that's 3 7s for you. Huh, 3 7s. I guess I'm gonna have to break it. I'm actually gonna give it a 6. Um, I thought there were some cool songs and some songs that I really enjoyed. But if it was if he would have cut it down a little more, I would have given it a higher grade. But like you said, 18 or in this case 22 songs was too much, and many of them are ones that like I did not like at all. So it wasn't like, oh, like sometimes it's like, you know what, I don't dislike the song, but I'll just skip it. I don't want to really hear it this time. I got to be in a certain mood to hear it. Some of them, no, I don't want to hear it all. Take them completely off. So, but overall, it was solid. I'm saying it's nowhere near prime Future in my opinion, and at times could get a little bit repetitive, like
Yes,
too
that's the
repetitive.
word. Yeah.
But
Like
it
it
was,
has cycles.
yes. But overall, it was a fun listen. I'll probably listen to it again here and there, but I don't see myself. I don't think it's going to be something that's going to stay in rotation for a while. So we'll see. But I give it a 6. So 3 7s and a 6. So you know,
An
and,
adjustable 6.
and adjustable.
It's like,
Yeah,
some
no.
days it's an 8, some days it's a 7. You know, today it's a 6 though. All
Yeah,
right.
adjustable 6. Woo!
Bars. That's bars.
So we've talked about two unlikable niggas. Well, depending on who you're talking to, because some might consider Kevin Samuels unlikable, and a lot of people might consider Future unlikable. So we dealt with two
Not,
unlikable.
not all the niggas that always be dick riding Future or something like, man, Sierra, she wanted him, man. That shit always be sounding weird, dog. Anytime I hear it, like, man, that nigga's a square. That nigga's corny. Nah, nah, she like Future. I'm like, damn, like, nigga, do you like Future? Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm like, let that man eat. Like, bro, like, none of these niggas thinking about you. Like, I always thought that shit was like bad corny. Like, who
Yeah,
gives
it
a
is.
fuck?
It is. You're making Future more dislikable for me when you do that shit.
It's like I just want to shake my head at the whole situation at this point. Like, just stop. Oh man.
I wish we could
But
ban
yeah,
anybody from talking about Future and Russell Wilson. Like, I'm tired of that.
yeah, like that shit, like big, like public service announcement, like dudes, like stop, like just like
It's
the
not that
whole
serious. It's not
square and corny is not that serious.
it's not that
Like,
serious.
Yeah.
damn,
It is what it is. But, I let people do what they want to do. It's corny. I'm not going to partake in that. That's very dislikable to me. That makes me
yeah. I mean,
dislikable.
you hear anything when you at the bodega, so I
Yeah.
respect it.
So, but, I'm saying, since we, talked about those two, now we got one final topic, since we're sticking on the topics of, dislikables. Saying Ring Gang did a poll the other day, and there's still some time to vote on it. So what I'm saying, we got the best poll. So what I'm saying, go vote. We got this poll asking which of these fighters is the most unlikable or dislikable. Canelo, Keith Thurman, Jamal Charlo, or Ryan Garcia. So we got 79 votes so far. 46% said Ryan Garcia is the most unlikable, dislikable. 28% said Jamal Charlo. 22% said Keith Thurman. And a very, very low 5% said Canelo.
Well, you already know I voted for Canelo, so I mean,
Yeah, I know you voted for Canelo. You were like the one person that voted for Canelo. Oh my gosh.
but y'all see why though? Like, 'cause this was, remember that poll was before the fight.
Yep. It's just like
And who getting shitted on more than anybody right now?
yeah. I mean, and I feel like I could see why all four would be dislikable to some person or another. For me, I don't dislike Canelo, and I think for me is whatever. To me, it was easily Ryan. I think Ryan to me is the most unlikable of the four.
Yeah, I
I
voted
can see
Ryan.
that. I
voted
could
Ryan.
definitely agree with that.
That's way easy.
Yeah.
Because even Ryan, when he was live tweeting the Canelo fight, and he was all like, being petty, being petty about, Canelo.
Yo, he deserved it. He had the right to say all of that. Like,
No, he did.
it's the shit he's done before with the whole pump fake fights, mental health, pump fakes. Get on Mike Tyson show, talk shit, hype up shit, let us down. Don't do the Pacquiao fight. It's like he does so much unlikable shit. But to me, I always felt the Keith Thurman hate was weird. But I know I'm biased because I'm a Florida dude. But I always thought that was just weird. Like people, I think somebody retweeted like easily Keith Thurman. I'm like, God damn.
Yeah, no, I saw that too. I'm like, what do you mean easily? Stop that. Like, it's no easily.
On the list with Ryan Garcia.
And Jamal Charlo and like because Jamal Charlo got a lot of votes too, but I can kind of like I don't dislike Jamal Charlo. I've met Jamal
Either.
Charlo. He was a cool guy when I met him personally, but I could see why some people would dislike him because his antics and demeanor can be a little bit too much sometimes. Like
And
he's
he gets
moody.
into like a lot of confrontations with people, staff, and fuckery.
Yeah,
So I get that.
which is funny because the day that I met him, the day that I met both Charlo brothers, like literally 5 minutes beforehand, somebody was like backstage and he came back. It was like, oh, better watch out. The Charlos are in a mood today. And I'm like, oh, boy. So like, they just have a way of getting under people's skin. So I could see why so many people would consider that Jamal Charlo to be dislikable. At least with Jermel like, and then put up add on to the fact that people feel like Jamal's not fighting anybody. People give Jermel a
Yeah.
pass. People give Jermel a pass for his antics because he's fighting top level competition and about to be fighting for undisputed again. Whereas Jamal is just like, well, who are you fighting? Like, you're giving us all this attitude just to fight the Selecki.
And then it's like the frustration that people have with him, I think, more than anything. So they already kind of look at him side eyed or like just the nigga that lost a Cora Bowl or like whatever. Like, which we do is bullshit. Sorry, Pat. But I get it. It's like, I guess Jamal and Ryan have like the most physical evidence. Although I feel like Canelo has way shitloads of evidence. It's just people just, whatever. But that's different now.
I mean, I think for me, I could see like the dislike for Canelo would comes from me doesn't really come from him personally. It's the people that like just keep elevating him with this bullshit and making all these excuses and doing sucking his dick. Like that is very dislike. His fans are dislikable.
The fan
Him,
base. It's like
He has the
LeBron
worst
fans,
fucking
Floyd
fans.
fans sometimes.
Nah, Canelo got the worst stance ever. Like, Worse than Floyd, worse than Mike Tyson, worse than Klitschko fans, worse than Dan Pacquiao fans. Just the absolute worst.
I think the only times like I think the only thing I mean he has some dislikable things like Canelo himself. You know the whole cheating scandal. Like you know what I'm saying nobody likes a
Yeah.
cheater, so you got that. And just the whole well like you know the whole snide remarks and payday and all like that like cocky stuff like that is kind of
Oh, he only has like he's like one of those like dolls from the '90s where you pull it. 'Cause I know my sister used to have a damn. Y'all seen that movie Beetlejuice?
of course
Okay, so you pull the doll and like Beetlejuice would spin his head and he might say like some shit like he had like five different things.
yeah.
Like that's Canelo. Like he just got like five different English phrases. These damn reporters be like, "Oh my god, oh Lord, you're so funny, you're so witty." Da, 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 da. And like meanwhile, Bivol is like can hold the whole conversation in English and like no one's even paying attention to. Yeah, Canelo's dislikable as fuck.
I mean I'll tell you one thing. If you say payday to Demetrius Andrade, he'll still to this day throw a little fit about that because I was in person when he got a little upset at somebody doing the payday thing.
Oh shit.
That man was not happy about that, and understandably, like that ain't your right to be parroting what Canelo says. Like
Yeah, and
just because
see
he
that's the
said,
problem. Like the parody of what Canelo like everyone just be parodying all his shit. Like it's bad when like a casual to say that to a boxer's face. Like if somebody as skilled as Andre, like you almost need your ass.
yeah, definitely. So, I mean, I get all choices except for really the Thurman. Thurman one surprises me, and that's mostly stupid hate, really.
Yeah,
From people that are mad that he didn't give Spence a chance, or just mad because they find
allegedly,
yeah,
there was
allegedly.
realistically
Yeah,
never an opportunity.
but now they don't have the same smoke for Spence saying "fuck." I'm not gonna fight Boots.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but they
but let's
want
see
Thurman
what
to fight.
Clayton got to say about that. Yeah, they want Thurman to go. Thurman has to earn it. He need to fight Stanionis. He need to fight Boots. Uh, maybe Virgil Ortiz could cross over. Like they want Thurman to fight everybody, but it's like everybody else is like, oh, nah, we good on Thurman. Man. He got to prove himself. I mean, we only he only just beat the guys we all got our rep off on. He only lost to Pacquiao, but yeah, he got to prove
Yeah,
bullshit.
so
It's hate.
and they don't like his personality because they're oh well, you know, he's corny. A lot of your favorite fighters are corny. Like, come on now.
A lot of these niggas is corny. I don't even get the whole like. It's like to me, it's like back in the day. Like to me, corny was always like some Carlton Banks ass nigga. Like the dancing and just being like you knew he was corny. Like a lot of dudes just be on some regular everyday shit. Motherfuckers be like, nah, that nigga corny. He a square. I'm like, that nigga just work a regular 9 to 5, go to school. Like, what else you want him to be? Like, niggas just be saying corny for everything.
But usually, like around my way, like a lot of times people would like I would never call Thurman corny. Like that's Thurman's like that's his personality, and there's nothing wrong with. It. He's just a normal dude. Like, and he's just being himself. Like
Yeah,
a couple of the other fighters, you know what I'm saying? They try too hard, and for me, when you're a try hard, that automatically makes you corny.
yeah.
like so, like at least Thurman's himself, unlike some of these other dudes.
With his kazoo. Not like all these other niggas always trying to drop mixtapes and
Yeah.
rap. Some of y'all rap better than y'all box, so y'all should have been doing boxing and rapping first, really. So it's like that shit's corny.
so,
Uh,
but you know, it is what it is.
a
So,
part two gonna come soon for that list, right? We gonna
yeah, absolutely. Oh, we got. Oh, there's plenty more. There's plenty more unlikables and dislikables to go off. We just had to pick four, but we got more coming.
yeah, definitely.
Part two is coming. So I think that about wraps it up for tonight's Bodega Banter. So, Pilot, got any final thoughts?
No, I'm finally glad to actually make an intro. It wasn't Ring Gang Radio, but it's Bodega Banter, so you know what it is. Let me, make sure I get that chopped cheese and a couple swishes, and that's what it is, man. You know what it is. I'm happy to be here. We gotta do this more often.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. LB, final thoughts?
Oh hell no, no. He wasn't done with his order. I thought that, still with the LSD punch, nigga.
Yeah,
I
okay,
don't really carry that there. No, they don't carry that shit here, bro.
okay.
Like, oh no.
Rome, final thoughts?
Damn, hold up. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I was coughing, my nigga. Like, but yeah, ring game. Signing off. Like this nigga just he booted me out of the bodega. Like he didn't even let me finish.
I know. I was letting you finish. I was letting you finish. I'm like, okay, I'm a circle back around. We spin around to the bodega and let
Oh,
you get.
my bad. Carry on top five.
Yo, you already know what it is. It's always ring game, nigga. We in the bodega with it today. Shout out King Pete, nigga. You already know what the fuck it is. Shout out Future, album fire. Finna play that shit as soon as we get off this motherfucker. You already know what it's up. Well,
That's what it is. That's what it is. LB, you're circling back. Final
Yeah,
thoughts?
it's crazy. I listened to the future album before we got on jazz, but yeah, this is just always some real shit. Chilling bodega, spend some real shit. R.I.P. Kevin Sin to this, but your message and all that other good shit gonna live on. Real niggas just gonna make sure that so future album goes like he said. I said it's a 7, and I think that's a respectable score for it, especially if you're not like a fan of that. So, yeah. Basically, with the poll shit, like we predicted the future with the Canelo vote. Looking real good in that 5% now, because everybody came out the woodworks and telling their Canelo story. So actually, it's lovely. I feel like I'm the Joker watching the fucking city burn. Like, yes. But yeah, but like Pilot said in the chat, I think it was good for boxing for Canelo. So
Yep.
other than that, y'all check out the artwork I just dropped. Follow me on Twitter and Shuttlebird. See that Canelo artwork. We celebrating. We got ginger packs over here. And tune in next week to the fucking bodega and get your chopped cheese and damn. I want a lamb chopped cheese, nigga. Like you think you can hook that up next week?
Lamb chop.
I got you. I got you.
this nigga said a lamb chop cheese.
Nigga, I swear that be busting. Dude, you see motherfuckers on Instagram with the fucking oxtail Philly cheese.
What?
Y'all
That shit's
haven't
probably
seen that?
$20.
Dude, it
Yeah,
is. I heard it's like
I can believe it, dog.
it's
YouTube
like
be having
$35 or so.
Yeah, no, fuck that, nigga.
It
Just put
looked
my shit
big,
on the right.
but I don't think I would want to eat that though. But it looked delicious though.
Yeah, put my shit on some rice. Extra gravy. Extra gravy. 2 more
I agree.
plantains, man.
All right. Well, that wraps it up. It was a wonderful time in the bodega. The bodega is always live, and we're open 24 hours, but you got to get the hell up out of here, man. Can't be loitering.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For myself, King P, Bodega P, for Conscious Pilot, for LB Shuttleworth the God, Go Artist goes the hardest, and for Rome, top 5 Chicago wins, because he breezing on y'all niggas. You know what I'm saying? It was this bodega banter. You know what I'm saying? So till next time, be easy. Peace.
one.
Yes.